Hi, welcome to Streaky Mastering TV with me, Streaky G. Today is EQ. So, how do you EQ? Well, to start from the beginning, the basics would be you Hello, welcome to Streaky Mastering TV with me, Streaky G, to cover the basics today of EQing for mastering rather than for mixing. For mastering, you're kind of doing very small adjustments, maybe half a dB, maximum probably 3. If you're going any higher than that, then you're in trouble. You're having to do something quite major. So it's very small adjustments with mastering compared to mixing or recording, and you tend to do more broad adding. If you're adding EQ, you tend to be very broad with your cues, or if you're taking away, you tend to be quite tight with your cues. That's a kind of general rule. No rules, but you know what I mean. But because you're doing more kind of broad strokes with things to get things kind of smoother and more finished, you're not doing jagged cuts and jagged sharp peaks and things, because they're just not going to sound very good, because they're just going to make things pop out and get too hard. If it's something in the top end, it's going to start sounding really peaky and really hard and not very nice. So it's better when it's nice and smooth. So I mean, later down the line I'll go into more detail on that, but for the moment it's just as a basic outline of EQ for mastering it's kind of quite open cues and shelves for if you're adding, and if you're taking away, quite tight. I tend to add more than I take away, just because when you're taking away, and you're taking away from the sound, and you're not kind of, it's not like EQing with mixing where you're actually wanting to cut things out or really shape things up. As I say, you're kind of broad strokes, and so if you're taking away, you want to do something quite tight, but it's only a dB or half a dB to maybe just notch out what you're doing, because you're adding somewhere else. You might be adding some top, so you might just want to curve a little bit out of the top, or you know, mainly in the low end I'll do cuts where I can get it tighter and really sort of craft the low end. So I might do a cut at say 160, maybe as just a touch, say half a dB, just to bring it in and get it a bit tighter. It doesn't sound as muddy, because I'm doing other things with compression and EQ somewhere else, so that, you know, it might start sounding a little bit thick, so I might just do a very slight cut around there, but it all depends on what else you're doing and what combination of equipment you've got in. But as a general kind of starting point, just don't do anything too majorly drastic unless you've got a really bad mix, and then yeah, you're going to have to start getting in there and getting dirty. But it's generally you don't need to do that. Anyway, I hope that helps as a kind of starter for 10. If you've got any questions, let me know in the comments. If you yeah, I'll go into more detail on EQing later once I've got an EQ in front of me and can play around and show you. Okay, bye for now.